of Mastering Probability, Steve Rhodes.
Good Thursday morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters out there. It is terrific Traders Thursday. Thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the Trader's Edge. Absolutely love being here with you, folks. Hopefully you're starting off your day, with the thought process of what is your outcome for the day. My outcome, to make sure that you are under the care, guidance, and protection for the next couple hours. I do the show here from 9 to 10, then Tom and I come back. We do the Money Masters show, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as we do, we come to Kate Stalter. We go all the way out to New Mexico, and then we've got Larry Pesavento doing the Futures Hour, and then Ken Shreve from 3 to 4. He's the warm-up band for the Tom O'Brien Show. Absolutely great day, folks. Got the futures are up just a bit. Dow Futures up maybe about 19. ES up a penny and a half, a buck and a quarter, if you will. NASDAQ up 350. The Russell 2000 up a bit. Europe, you've got the DAX is trading up 60 points right now. FTSE up 31. And King Dollar, what's King Dollar doing? Down 15 cents right now. We're going to take a look at the charts. I'm going to absolutely teach you something. You've got my commitment to do that. You can always give me a call, 877-927-6648. And, as I love to do each day, I love to be able to start off taking a look at this beautiful place right over my shoulder here. It allows me to put myself into a peak state. And why do you want to put yourself into a peak state, folks? Well, it's pretty simple. You see, because what we link to pleasure, folks, what we link to pleasure and what we link to pain, it determines our destiny. I talked yesterday about, how your questions are really what control your focus and everything that you do. Well, think about it like this. Think about, and especially from the standpoint of trading these markets. It doesn't matter whether you're trading, whether you're investing, because, when you've got your money at risk here, you've got pleasure and you've got pain, right? How pleasureful is it when your investment is losing money? Not a lot of pleasure there. And, what stops people from getting into the money game, if you will, is that they link a lot of pain to losing money. When you can realize that what you're doing is you are linking both, and that is determining your destiny. So here's the deal. If you're trying to get from here to here with regard to your financial certainty, your financial security, and your ability to be able to grow, your basket of funds, if you will, and you're dealing with how much you've got. You know what you can grow your funds by taking and putting in a savings passbook, right? Not a whole lot of growth there. That's not going to get you from where you're at here to where it is that you want to go. And so what I want to be able to do is, knowing that your destiny is shaped by what you link to pleasure and what you link to pain, it's why we've created the so-called money game, if you will. And folks, life is a game. This is a game. Making money is a game. The more that you can do, this is why I want you to be able to teach your kids how to trade. Because, in today's day and age, look, it's pretty simple to get a paper account. Absolutely simple to get a paper account. And there is a difference. There is not just a small difference. There's a huge difference when you trade paper versus your own paper, right? Well, that's all that the dollar bills are, if you will. It's paper. It's a game. It's a series of distributions of wins and losses. It's learning how to run your business, your money game business, like a business, collect your receivables, whether you're using stops, whether you're adjusting your stops on the trade on the way up, whether you're just simply completing a pattern. In fact, completing patterns, we're looking at a pattern here on the screen right now. If we go over, we take a look at the DAX that's out here. We'll teach you the ABCs, just like going to grade school, kindergarten. In fact, and look, I want to thank K. Rico called in yesterday, and it's the second time that I've actually had this either call or the email. Now, K. Rico didn't hang on the line, but there is a word that I talk about patterns, right? I talk about patterns all the time, and there's patterns that each of us have. There's patterns that we have that we don't even know, and there's a word that I use. What is that word now? Irregardless. Sometimes I will say irregardless. And K. Rico and I've had another listener send me an email and say, hey, it's not a word in the dictionary. Now, even though I cognitively, think about trying not to say it, I'm kind of going a couple miles a minute, if you will, and it'll just simply come out. It'll just simply, and so I apologize if I use some words that aren't in the dictionary. I'm thinking, though, I don't know if I can call Mr. or Mrs. Webster. Might be easier for me to ask them to add that to the dictionary, if you will, then it will be to change my pattern. Well, folks, it's the same way with you with regard to patterns. It's the same way with regard to patterns in the market. It doesn't matter how many people know about these patterns. They exist. They're going to continue to exist. They help you to understand from a triptych standpoint when you start getting to areas where there is a possible pullback. That's just breathing. The markets go up and down. If you're looking at this chart here, you're certainly seeing that. The question becomes, how is it that you're going to trade this pattern? Are you going to let it play out? And are you going to be able to have some type of stop in place so that if it doesn't play out, that you've taken back your principal? Maybe it's going to be principal and profit, because what you want to do is you want to live for another day. You don't want to be all in. You can be all in fully invested, but you want to be all in, if you will, and make sure that you've got stops in place, because there's one piece of certainty that I can give you, and that is that none of us really know where the market is going to go. Yeah, we can take a look at patterns, and they should complete, and most of the times that they do. But if you really want certainty in trading, that's what I want you to have. I don't want, because you'll run away from fear. You will absolutely run away from fear faster than you will run towards pleasure. And so we've got to be able to change that linking pattern that goes on. And when you can understand these patterns, when you can buy into it, when you can see that they exist, then, folks, all of a sudden you start to make really huge, massive shifts in your life. And that's really what it's all about, is making massive shifts. You know, who would have thought that the DAX would have completed an A to B equals CD? That's what you're looking at. You know, right now this morning you've got the DAX trading up 60. It's hanging around in this D point area here. This also happens to be, if we just simply take a look at a retracement, coming down from the swing point right here, July 26, all the way down to the bottom, what you're going to see, it's also very close to that 0.786 retracement. That is a sign that says caution. Doesn't mean that you've got to exit the marketplace, but you typically would be selling or buying D points. In this case here, when you're completing an AB equals CD up, you would typically be looking to sell the D point. If it was an ABCD down, you'd be looking to buy that, you know, because you want to try to sell at the highs. You want to buy at the lows, if you will. You know, if we had Basil on right now, we'd let Basil sing that song. We learned a couple days ago that Tom has got the voice. I don't have the voice. He loves watching the voice, in fact, if you will. And so, you know, so I want to be able to teach you these patterns, and it's really important to understand that the one pattern that exists within inside you is that what you link to pleasure and what you link to pain, folks, that also helps to determine your destiny. Well, what's the destiny of the markets that we're looking at here right now? If we take a look at, let's go around the markets, let's go around the world, if you will. Again, our markets are relatively flat, just a little bit of chop if you're doing some barefoot water skiing across these markets. Let's go take a look at the FTSE, see what the FTSE is doing. It's trading up 32 points right now. We'll punch that up on the screen. That is this chart right here. And the FTSE now is trying to complete a larger A to B equals C to D. That would take the FTSE up to about 60.31. You can see now I think what's important to note is that, you know, the markets, if you will, the European markets, the U.S. markets, because those markets were open after the jobs report. I don't really care whether the jobs report was right, wrong, or indifferent. Absolutely has no bearing on your trading. That's just some other piece of noise or information that if you're going to allow that to make your decisions for you, you're going to miss the whole point. You're going to miss what the charts are telling you. You're going to miss what's on the screen. So forget the noise of what's out there. Forget the noise that's in the newspaper. Just simply use that noise, if you will, just more from an entertainment standpoint. This is business. This is important business. Your money is at risk here. And so I want you to be able to make that decision. I think that the February 3rd date is very important. Very important because you had a big upthrust, if you will. And in this case here, when you're taking a look at the FTSE, closed out at 59.0107. That was the high of the day. And so as long as the FTSE is trading above 59.0107, to me that says it wants to reach. It wants to reach up there. It wants to complete that larger A to B equals C to D. And when it does that, folks, what it's going to do, it's going to get all the way back into its highs here from July the 8th, making a 100% move of a move. Now, what we know the key is what's the volume as it gets in there. Is it attacking another swing point? Absolutely. It's attacking this swing point right out here, right now, which is the July 25th swing point. And as long as it closes inside there, it doesn't matter whether it's got volume or not, quite frankly. If it closes up above the low of that swing point, which is 58.99, trading above that right now, then what that's telling you is it's going to at least go up and touch the high there. Well, shoot, if you're already up here and you're climbing the tree and you've got the ABCs of life, you're watching these things unfold on the charts in front of you, then it really wants to go out here and get up to this swing point. You know, as long as you're this far in life, folks, don't you want to reach just a little bit further? Why? Why would you want to do that? Because, folks, that's where the extraordinary rewards are. You see, most people, you know, in their ABCs in life, you get right up here to that area where, you know, you're getting ready to punch through when you're confused, when you don't understand. And all that means, folks, is if you really stay with it, you're just about to learn something. What most people will do is they'll knock on the door of success. It doesn't open right away, and they turn right around and go back home. Not you, folks. Not all the listeners out here, and we want you to help, you know, add more listeners to us, because I absolutely want to help people, because my primary question, it controls absolutely the entire focus of my life, is how can I make it better? Not just how can I make it better for me, but how can I make it better for me and everybody that's in my life? That includes you, folks. That's why we spend time taking a look at these charts. It's why I spend time working on the 80+% of the game. It's not this. These are tactics. These are tactics that we're taking a look at here. This is understanding fear and greed that's going on inside the marketplace. That's tactics. 20% of trading. 80+% is with regard to what is in your mind. It's how you think. It is not what you think. That's the whole point about that February 3rd date. I don't really care what you think. I don't care what I think about that jobs report. All I want to know is what happened in the marketplace, and now how do you think about it? And I will say, as long as you're closing up above February 3rd, doesn't matter whether you're in the FTSE, you can go take a look at our markets here. Let's just take a look at our markets. Let's look at the futures markets, right? So we got activity. Let's see what we've got going on here. In the upper quadrant here, in the left-hand side, what you're looking at is the Dow. And what's the Dow doing, folks? The Dow here is up and above. Well, it's testing. It is testing that May swing point high there. That's testing the 12,873 in the futures market. You're trading out right now at 12,863. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow futures trading up about 28 points right now. ES Mini up 2 1/4. NASDAQ up 6. King dollar down 23 ticks. And if we actually kind of take a look at what's going on in the pre-market here, we're going to see leading the charge on the way down is iRobot, IRBT. Let's see what it is that they're putting out there. Just simply looks like some downgrades. Q4 earnings called not till 8:30. So somebody must know something because the earnings call is going on and they're not liking what it is that they are hearing on iRobot. We'll go take a look at that chart, see where because that is trading down 23% right now. Looks like it's down at 29.25. In fact, let's just do it right now. Got that up here on my screen, iRobot. And one of the things that you always take a look at when you're looking at the charts here, folks, you look for those high volume days. The high volume day on iRobot happens to be right here, August 19th. August 19th, the high there, 27.20, and the low of 25.44. Did 3.3 million shares. And the last trade looks like about 29 1/4 on iRobot. 29 1/4. Well, 29 1/4 brings it down into these swing points here. My guess is the way that it's going to open, what it's really going to do, it's going to come out here and it's going to attack these lows. It's going to attack this bullish engulfing candle right down here on October the 4th. And it's almost like one by one. Stocks are getting, picked off, if you will, coming down, testing that October 4th area. If we come back and take a look at this chart here, okay, that's pretty interesting. Let's put this on a weekly or a monthly just to take a look at it. Let's put it on the monthly here real quick. And so this is interesting because what you can see that iRobot has done here, you watch this thing make a move of a move, 100% move of a move. All that means, folks, is that, here was the high out here in January of 2006. Again, we're looking at a monthly chart. Moves all the way down after, it looks like it came online as an IPO in November 2005. Moves all the way down into the lows of March 2009, $7 price point. Chugs and makes its way all the way back up in April of 2011. And here is where the move started from the top to the downside, back up to the top. That is a 100% move of the move. When you do that, folks, it says you're going to usually do something different. You're going to move sideways or you're going to pull back a bit. In this case here, it pulls back. Even if we take a look on the monthly chart, just see how far it pulled back to all the way from the lows. What you'll see is it came down just below the 0.382. Notice this is the monthly chart that we're taking a look at here. Now, what you can see here, so on the monthly chart even, this is interesting because if we take a look at the retracement down into the month of September, what you had here was you had this nice, powerful candle on the way back up. As it rejected this 0.382 area, you've got this large bullish engulf, and you're trading inside it right now. Actually, you're going to be trading inside it after the market opens up. Right now, you closed at 38.30, but you're going to trade back inside this candle, and it's really at the bottom there, that at least that monthly candle, which is that $22 range. That is iRobot. Let's go take a look at what is popping out there, and what is popping in the, give me a second here to get over to that chart, or the news at least on that. Let's take a look at Imperial Sugar. Imperial Sugar up 25% right now. Q1 net sales 227 versus 227. Well, that's not so net loss of 3.5 million versus 8.9 million. Let's cheer for Imperial Sugar. They're not losing this much money. Well, the market is liking that they're not losing as much money. Trading up at 423. What is that doing? That is coming right into this. Well, it's not even going to make it up to this swing point, but look at how this thing fell off a cliff here. Look at on August the 5th. This is the daily chart. This thing gapped down. Look at that huge gap. Gapping down all the way from where it closed out the night before, closed out at 23.19, closes out the next session, if you will, down at $9.44. Ouch! Does that hurt or what? Oh, my goodness. Absolutely. Now, where was that coming down to? And we talk about the importance of taking a look at volume bars. Well, look at this volume bar here on Imperial Sugar. It goes back to March of 09, where it had 7.5 million shares. Watch how that just kind of stopped, if you will, the descent, if you will, as you were jumping. As it was doing its bungee jump, and it was telling you to get out of Dodge, take your money off the table, and, because in this case here, if you had to stop, it probably got jumped. But it said, take your money off the table, go find a different trade, because there's always trades out there, folks, and you want to be able to protect yourself. We quickly go back out to the futures contracts just to, so you got the Dow up at, and it has been up in this, it hasn't gotten, this is the first day that the Dow futures have gotten up and over May 2nd. So now that is important to notate, because you want to take a look at what's going on with regard to the other futures contracts. Now, what you can see here is in the case of the NASDAQ futures, you're up over May 2nd. That's important. You're taking a look at the Russell. That seems right now to be up over May 2nd. The same thing here, or May 3rd, I think it is. Not May. February 3rd. Man! Anyways, folks, 877-927-6648. We'll be right back.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices, along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com under newsletter. Hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Races. You got the Dow up 27 points. S&P's up almost 3 points. Composite up 5. Small caps up 2. And leading the charge on the way up here, folks. Oh, my goodness. You got some fuel in that Apple rocket ship. Holy Toledo. Trading out right now at 483.10. And there is some volume behind this move. I've got the 10-minute chart up here on the screen. That's what you're looking at. But, of course, we've only been trading for 4 minutes right now, and already you've got 1.4 million shares. Let's just back this off to a 5-minute chart here, just so we can see the kind of volume here. Let me refresh this screen, pull up some more historical data, and so we can take this. The 5-minute chart just finished here, that session. So you're looking at this volume bar right here. This in the last 5 minutes, gapped up. Deke must be celebrating, if you will. That's a good thing. Last time Apple had any kind of real volume on a gap up was back here, and that was in the January 25th time frame. I would believe that was probably right after earnings as the stock had opened up, and we did 3.7 million shares during that. So, I don't see anything in the news here. Didn't read through everything that was punching up on my screen, but I don't see anything in the news. But now you've got some real fuel in the fire here. If we just simply take a look at the daily chart, this chart here is basically a technical chart that there are no technicals that you can take a look at with regard to this. I see David in the den says rumors are that Apple TV will add $18 billion in profits next year. That, folks, is a beautiful thing. Now, if we just simply, let's go take a look at the Qs. So let's go take a look at the ETF indices that we have out there. And we're going to take a look at the Qs here. We'll punch that up on the screen, see how the Qs are trading up. So you got another gap up. And this is what I've been telling my clients here, that what we have to pay attention, that even though, we finished up some butterfly patterns, some expansion patterns, the way that you finish them, you were coming into that D point, if you will. We talk about the ABCs, if you will, or you talk about Gartleys or butterflies, and probably the most, there's a couple of areas where it's so critical when you're taking a look at those patterns. Number one, it's that B point. It's just like you in life, If you're making your A to B equals CD, and hopefully it's on the way up, folks, if you're making that A, B, you're getting past your B point, you want to do it with conviction. What's that mean? It really means you've got to be willing to take massive action. You've got to be able to, absolutely take massive action, because then when you punch through and you've got massive action, you've got energy, and that's really what it is all about, folks. And so in this case here, the cues were, if we just simply let's take a look at the cues. Let's see what kind of expansion we were at when we were coming off of that October 27th, just simply to November 4th area. And what you'll see here is this 1.272. Now, what's also important is that right at that 1.272 here, from a candle standpoint, you had this bearish engulfing candle that had formed on January 26th. Well, that area got taken out. And it got taken out here with a gap. That tells you that you had some juice behind it. And so now we've got to be careful, because the question is this just a pop and drop? Is this going to be sell the news? But you do have some volume behind the move in Apple. We'll see how it plays out. Only 7 minutes into the trading session. But the point here is that when you take out these areas with gaps, they're very, very important, especially as you are completing, the D point or expansions, if you will, on Apple, just simply coming from the highs of this 27th down to the lows of the of November 25th. The 1.618 area, that's Apple. We're looking at the Qs here, 63.11 on that. If we take a look at the larger time frame that we would have out here, the larger time frame on Apple, what we would be doing is we would be, Apple. Man, I've got to pay attention. I'm looking at the Qs here. I'm looking at Apple out of my right eye. I'm looking on the left eye. I'm looking at the Qs. Too funny. So on the Qs here, what we would do is we'd go back to the swing point high of July 26 all the way down to the August 29th low that it made. And what you'll also see is 1.272 expansion is in the 62.50 area. You're up above that right now. So you've got between 62.50, 63.11 on the Qs is really the next expansion point, if you will. And on the Qs here, because that's what we're looking at, you would be looking for some type of indication, but today a pop and drop, if you will. If you keep this gap open today, you got to let this thing play out. And really, what's it all about? Look, we know, folks, that what it is all about is King Dollar as far as the index, but really about the currencies. Let's take a quick spin over to the currencies. Let's take a look at the Euro, Queen Euro, and King Dollar, see what they're doing here. And what you can see is coming off of this swing point here, which is October 27th on the Euro, where the Euro was up at the 142.455 area, all the way down to the swing point low that was made on January 13th. This black line, let me shrink it down just a bit here. These two black lines that you're looking at, this is going all the way back to the August 25th, 2010, August 26th, 2010 price area. I drew this in as very important support because that was two back-to-back P index dates, and in that area has proven to be significant support. If we go take a look at weekly charts on the S&P, the New York Stock Exchange, you'll see that. So in this case here for the Euro, that has proven to be significant support. And now what you're doing is you're up above the 0.382 area. If I just simply take my retracement tool, go from that October 27th down to the low here, you're up above right now. You're really in that range. 132.4 is the exact 0.382. You're up above that. When you get up above that floor, it's like pushing the button to come visit us here at TFNN. You're going to go up to floor 6. You're going to visit us at Suite 618, and it looks like that the Euro wants to trade up to that 136.5 area. And talk about Suite. That'll put some energy into the market if, in fact, that's what it does. Right now, we've got a little pop and drop. You got the Dow up 7 points, S&P, composite, and small caps just turned slightly red for the moment. Apple still trading up $5. Also on the way up, you've got Teleco. Symbol there is TLEO. So let's go take a look at that chart, see what we're doing there with Teleco. Let's pull that chart up here on the screen. TELO is the symbol on that. Trading up, looks like $6, up 17%. And maybe I typed in the wrong thing here. Let's try that one more time. TELO. And, well, that's not, TLEO. Well, I'll try it. Let's try it, and let's do it the right way. We've got some dyslexia going on here, it seems like. So as long as you folks are patient with me. So now this one will pop up, TLEO. We take a look at that ticker symbol. Well, that thing has really popped up here. Trading up at 45.55. Let's go see if I can find out what news is going on with this little puppy here. Where is my... Let's So type in the symbol. Now I got to type it again. TLEO. See what's making that thing pop here. Oracle buys Telco. Okay, so that makes sense. 45.55, and that is, they paid a premium for that. Closed out yesterday at the $39 area. Thanks for MMS. He was probably quicker at telling me what was going on, so that makes sense. And so let's switch over, take a look at what is hot and what is not right now in the market. Diamond Foods, well, you know, leading iRobot on the way down is Diamond Foods. I know Tom covered that last night. No reason for me to get into Diamond Foods. Down 37%, trading off $13. We already covered iRobot. Let's go on a trip. We get to go on a trip, folks. How about that? TRIP is the symbol. That is Trip Advisors. And oh my goodness, this must be am I looking at it? I'm looking at a daily chart. Holy cow. So this must be one of those new IPOs. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about this company. Let me go see what the news is on these guys. Of course, it's probably the guys in the den are trying to outdo me here. Let's see. TripAdvisor slumping more than 18% on Q4 earnings. Holy cow. Look at this stock here, folks. Came all the way back to, in essence, where it opened on December 7th. It opened up as an IPO, I'm guessing here, $27.50, trading out right now at $28.61. Of course, last night that thing closed at $33, $34 to be exact, and some change. Just for the heck of it, let's take a look at the expansion of swing points from December 20th, where it made a high of 30.62, all the way down to the lows here of really on the trading session that it opened up. Or you can take a look at the candle. December 22nd, 1.618 was 34.72, where it closed yesterday. And don't get in front of that, excuse me, folks, don't get in front of that freight train. On the way up as well, you got Visa. So let's take a look at Visa. That's going to be an easy symbol for me to type in there. That's letter V. I can't mess that one up. So you got Visa up at 113.44. Looks like all-time highs there. Let's go ahead and put this on a weekly chart. See what this looks like. Let's go ahead and add some expansions between swing points. See what it is that we've got out here real quickly. So what Visa is trying to do is make a 1.618 expansion off of the swing points here from April 30th. Again, I'm looking at the weekly chart. The high there is 97.19, all the way down to the low swing point that it put in on September 17th, 2002. You take the distance there. That low is 64.90. So you take those two areas, multiply them times 1.618, and that would tell you where Visa is headed to. Well, I've got a tool that can do that for us. So we'll go from those highs, go to those lows. It sounds like a Basil Chapman song. I just wish I had Basil's voice. 117.15 is really the next stop for Visa as it chugs forward. Let's quickly go back down to the daily. Take a look at the volume that you've got behind here. See what we've got right now. And you've had, 15 minutes. That's it. 15 minutes of trading, done 2.3 million shares. Yesterday did 5.6 million shares. So this little thing is gapping up with volume. Last time you really had any type of volume on Visa was when it broke out on July 29th. Did 33 million shares. So, take a look and see how Visa closes at the end of the day. Akamai, AKAM, that's on the move this morning. Let's take a look at Akamai and see that thing is trading up 4 1/4. That's up about 12% off of its close from yesterday. So you can see this thing's got some gaps, doesn't it? Man, oh man. Talk about personalities. That's what this thing has, is personalities. You take a look at the last high volume bar of significance out here, and you can see that's really where it's trying to trade into, which is February 11th. Low there is 40.98 and did 13 million shares. It's trying to get up in there. This is where the pilot of your ship or your we're on this. What are we flying? What is it called? The A Dreamliner, A380 or something like that. I haven't been on one of those, but well, we're on it right now. Whatever the name is, I'm putting on that sign that says turbulence ahead. Turbulence, why? Because you're coming into that supply line, and the folks that bought in on February 11th. Well, folks, those folks are happy that you've got Akamai gapping up right now, and some of those people are going to take some bread off of the table. They're just happy to get part of their loaf back. Also on the way up, you got Thor, which is Thor Attic Corp. Not sure that I pronounced that right. I am sure that I butchered that, but that's okay. I'm asking for forgiveness here. We're going to go look at the stock, THOR. That has gapped up, trading off of its session high. It opened up at $35.51. Interesting, that was coming right up here into where this stock broke down. It actually broke down going back to October 31st. That apparently was a trick or treat, and looked to me like it was a trick, if you will, because what you did on Thor was you closed out the session at 36.51, opened up the next day with a gap down. Wasn't on any kind of massive volume, but man, when you gap down, when you have those windows, folks, that is sending you a signal. Gaps down, closes down the next day in the 34.89 area, and it was that next day when it fell out of bed, November the 2nd, falls out of bed, gets down to a low of 29.31, and does it with conviction, does it with volume, does it with 3.9 million shares. So now let's come back and take a look at, see if we can find some other, look at this, look at all the gaps in this thing here. Man, oh man, oh man. Nothing here that jumps out at me. Let's go take a look at the downside now. Let's take a look at some of the stocks that you've got out there. You got PepsiCo. They came out with earnings this morning, and let's just take a quick peek here and see what was their PEP is the ticker symbol on that. Pepsi came out with earnings, and I don't see. It says beats estimates and looks to cut 8,700 jobs. That's not so good. That's not so good for us here in the United States. My guess is they're cutting jobs here and they're adding jobs someplace else. PepsiCo trading down right now. Closed out the session last night. Closed out at 66.74. Trading out at 64.22. You've got some volume off of that high. Right now, you've done 4 million shares with 19 minutes of trading. 4 million shares. Yesterday, what did PepsiCo do? 6 million shares. So absolutely, it's got some volume. Let's just dive down, see if the volume is picking up or drying down. Just go to the 5-minute chart here real quick. Watch that. Well, volume is not exactly slowing down on PepsiCo as folks exit that stock. Apparently, they're going over to Coca-Cola. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow trading up 15, S&P relatively flat. We can go water skiing on the S&P. We'll be right back, folks.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing. But what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while actually reducing your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns, making missed opportunities a thing of the past. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to thefrontoftfnn.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit tfnn.com today.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And, it's kind of cool how it worked out. Today's opening is, it basically takes you back to the Masters, one of my favorite golf tournaments. Great place to be. If you've never been up to Augusta, you should go check out those grounds. Great, just a simply great environment out there. And today is the beginning of the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I don't know what they actually call it these days anymore, but you do have Tiger teeing off. We'll see if you talk about a place where there's grounds that you should go see and you should go walk. Absolutely. Of course, nowadays I think they charge you, Lord knows, I don't know, $500+ or so to play up there. But there's a great golf course right down the street, Cypress Point. That is one of my all-time favorite golf courses to play. Now, what we've got down here right now is what we're taking a look at on my screen is King Dollar, and King Dollar trading out at 78.51, so down 21 ticks. You got the Dow up 31 ticks, so you can already see the correlation, if you will. And what King Dollar is doing, King Dollar is trying to make its way down to the 77.60, maybe right down to the next level of real support on this is going to be the December 12th candle. That was the last time that it made a bullish engulfing, and the low there is 78.06. So I expect the 77.60, 78.06 area to be the next level, and we'll want to watch to see how King Dollar approaches that area. Is it coming in with one of Rick's dojis, if you will? Is it coming in with any kind of a long-range bar? Because it's going to give you an idea as you're coming into the 0.618. Just like we talked about how when we take a look at A, B, C, D patterns, how you come into that D pattern is important, whether you're coming in on the left side or the right side on an ABC up. It'll tell you what type of conviction you've got as you're completing that D point. If you're gapping up, you're coming in with a wide range bar. That also tells you what kind of conviction. You've got volume as you're completing it. Is volume picking up? Is it going against a swing point? And all these things, folks, all these are absolutely tactics and techniques that we can teach you. What we really want to focus on, what I really want to be able to focus on with you and with each person is really the money management piece of it behind it, because money management is just something that is not taught at school. It's certainly not really taught. It is taught here at TFNN, but you go try to find it elsewhere. There's a few out there, but not many, not when you consider how many billions of people there are in the world. And when you can teach people how to play a money game, when you can teach them how to just simply go from where they're at to where they want to go to. Some already have financial freedom, and the question is, how can you create more to do more in your life? Maybe you have the same question, your primary driving question, just like me, is how can you improve things? How can you make things better for you and everybody else in your life? You want to be able to find ways to put your money to work and playing the money game, making sure that you're not risking more than 1% of your trading capital. That's the first place to start. Identifying exactly what the position size is, that's important. To understanding what the average true range is, just little tools. So I can provide you the tools, but folks, the most important tool is going to be what's up here. It's going to be how you think. It's not going to, it's always going to be about how you think. And just to give you an idea, and we'll come back to the markets, but, Tom and I are going to be on in another 7-8 minutes or so in the markets, relatively, you got the Dow up 35, but you see, a lot of times what I'll find is people think that they're creatures of circumstance. Just think about it in your life. Sometimes people think things just happen to them, that you're just simply a creature of circumstance. Here's what I want you to know, folks, and I want you to make just one word will change your life. You're not a creature of circumstance. I want you to be a creator of circumstances. So it's up to you to create the circumstances that you want in your life, folks, and you can do it. You can do it right here. You can do it today. All you got to do is take massive action, just like Apple did on the get-go. Take some massive action, put some conviction behind it, folks. Have a great day. Stay tuned. Tom and I will be up next. Kate Stalter after that, Larry Pesavento, and then the Ken Shreve from 3 to 4, the warm-up band for Tom O'Brien. Have a great morning, folks.
Great Basin Gold